explain the ultimate achievement system is what we call the 13579 formula. You start with one vision, you apply 3 power traits to 5 habits of success, run 7 days at a time, and then reset every 90 days. That's our formula. And I'll pull up my screen here, give you a screen share.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually show it to you in slides. So get paper pen out, be ready to take some notes because we're about to drop out onto you our very easy system that you can apply every day of your life.
That's right. So to recap, start with one vision, apply 3 power traits to 5 habits of success, run 7 days at a time, and reset, refresh in every 90 days. So let's talk about the first one first, the
vision.
One vision. Your personal vision statement guides your life and it provides the direction necessary to chart your course. And so the way I look at it is this one vision is your lifestyle. When you're when you've crushed all your dreams, you've crushed all your goals, you're living the lifestyle of your dreams, what does that actually look like? And if you can articulate a week in the life when you're living your best life, that is, that's your vision statement.
Yeah. And so you'll take that vision statement, it'll be like a compass. So as you're ebbing and flowing through your 90 days and the adjustments or the resets or the refresh, whatever word you want to use every 90 days, you're looking back and you're starting your new journey. You're going to use your vision statement as that one beacon, that compass that really is ensuring you're going to arrive at the final destination to make sure that you are very happy.
That's right. As you can see, you got C-3PO up there. And the reason we got C-3PO, for you Star Wars fans, it's easy to remember. When you craft your vision, you want to try to make it C-3PO. Or we got C3 is a P and an O. The first C is clear. Your vision should be clear and articulate. And also the second C is concise. While there's no real length that it should be, if you make it as concise as possible, it will be easier for you to commit to memory and become part of your life.
Yeah. And then the third C in the 3 C's is compelling. So it really should compel you almost to make you cry, like you've heard the term, make your why so that you cry.
Your why should make you cry.
Yeah. I mean, compelling is the same thing. It should literally get your socials going or really have like a warm feeling within you. It should compel you because that's what's going to get you through all the hard times as you ebb and flow to this compass.
Right. And the other thing is the next one is present tense. The P stands for present tense, and the present tense is it's minor, but it is so important. When you write out your vision and you write out your goals, it's important to write them in terms of you already having them. So instead of speaking in terms of I want to have this, I will be this, or I'll do this, or I will be, it's I am this, I do this, I live this way.
Yeah.
And it's just a minor tweak, but it's important to write your vision statement in a present tense
It
form.
sets your psychology also.
Yeah, words are important.
Yes.
And then the last one is others. Your vision statement really should include others. It should be bigger than yourself.
Yeah. Because, the thing about living amongst each other right now, and especially now in this time, enrolling others will also help you. When you're all alone and you've arrived, it's not as fun if you've arrived with others.
Yep, exactly. So here's an example. Here's our vision statements. And here's the first one.
So here's mine. And you'll notice there's a little bit of difference between David and mine. His is a lot more concise than mine. So mine is, I am a leader of leaders. I embrace the change I see in others with patience, empathy, and love. I lead with relentless strength to pull from others the gifts they are destined to share with the world. I'm an author, coach, and speaker. I inspire others to grow daily and desire to leave the world a better place. I live a life to go anywhere, do anything, and share it with others share it with those I desire to be around. I give always in every way because I'm equipped to.
Woo,
Yeah.
boom, mic drop for a listen. Yeah, that's powerful. And hers, she said, is a little bit longer than mine. I'll tell you mine in a sec. Yeah, but it's very specific. She's very articulate exactly what it is she's trying to do. Mine is shorter and it's kind of an overall 10,000 foot view. I live every day purposely to inspire and empower others to step into their passion and live even more healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Yeah.
And
the thing about vision statements that you'll want to give yourself, permission to is to definitely grow and be willing to actually change it amongst the time frame that you're in. Now, I mean, I'm going to be 50 this year. My vision statement definitely did not look like this when I was in my 20s. So the point is to get started. A lot of our ultimate achievers, they get started and they get frozen. Just start. And we're going to teach you kind of a formula of how to actually get your vision statement going also in a later webcast.
Yes, it's going to be so exciting. And this next section I want to talk about is the 3 power traits. So you start with one vision and apply the 3 power traits. And the 3 power traits are the mortar, if you will, that keeps everything together. It's the energy that infuses into the entire system to make sure everything gets done the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And the first one is to be coachable.
Yeah, to be coachable, it's such a cliche nowadays. Be coachable. But honestly, when the rubber hits the road, you have to kick your ego aside and be willing to understand that who you locked arms with probably knows more than you. And so be coachable. Even when you don't believe it, you have to just surrender and go. And, as long as you pick the correct people, we'll teach you about that as well, to actually be mentored by. Being coachable by somebody that's been there and made it to where you want to be is it's really easy to submit to.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because others have an insight and a perspective on your situation that you don't have. And so it's important to pick a coach that not only has a vested interest in you and your project, but also, has this a good insight and maybe has been there before or has done what you're trying to do or something along those lines.
Definitely. And then number 2 is be consistent. I think this is overall probably the one that keeps the most people away from accomplishing their goals, is just being consistent. You can be consistent and you are consistent at anything, really. So you've got to learn how to be consistent at the right things that are actually going to bring you to a place to achieve your goals. So when I say be consistent, I literally mean like create habits that are consistent. It's like breathing. You don't have to think about getting up in the morning and breathing. That's what consistency does to you. Is that literally consistency will create the habits that you'll never ever have to worry about accomplishing a goal again if you are consistent. And we'll teach you obviously of the right things to be consistent at.
That's right. One of the things about being consistent is that our life is made up of habits, the things that we do. Most of the things that we do are done out of habit. And you can create the habits that you want in your life through consistency. And you only have to force yourself to do something until it becomes a habit. And then that's where all the magic happens because you've automated that activity. So if you decide what it is that you want, decide the positive habits that you want in your life, and then make a point of creating those habits, they'll automate it. You don't have to think about it anymore. I mean, that's kind of genius. So be consistent, create the habits.
And then number 3 is never quit. Be tenacious, just never quit, never stop. It doesn't mean you don't have to, it doesn't mean don't pivot, don't adjust. It means don't quit. So be tenacious.
That's right. Never quit. And tenacious attitude and just the habit of never quitting is in itself omnipotent.
Yes.
Especially combined with the rest of this stuff. So the 3 power traits: be coachable, be consistent, and never quit. And then the next one, the 5, is for these 5 habits of success. These 5 habits of success are areas of your life that you should always be in constant improvement of. Over the last 35 to 40 years of research of successful people, what makes some people more successful than others, we've determined that there's only really a couple of differences in those that are highly successful and those that are not. And it's the way they think and how they spend their time.
Yeah.
And these 5 habits of success are 5 areas of your life that all highly successful people are constant improvement of.
Yeah, so you never really arrive. You're always doing these 5 habits. So
Yeah,
starting with the
exactly.
first one.
The first one is daily personal growth. This one deals with your mind. And we're going to go through them real quick, and then we'll spend a little more time on them probably tomorrow.
Yep. And number 2 is practice what you preach.
This one deals with your lifestyle. This is your best marketing tool as well.
Number 3 is sharpen your saw.
Sharpen your skill. Yep, sharpen your skill. This one deals with your skill set. Always work at getting better at whatever it is the skills are that it takes to be good at what you do.
And then number 4 is mastermind your tribe.
Mastermind your tribe. This is all about your people. There's the mastermind that you've probably heard a lot about. It's a phrase coined by Napoleon Hill some time ago. And the mastermind phenomenon is your implementation team, if you will, and you use it to build your tribe, because your tribe is one of the most valuable things that you're ever build in your life.
And then number 5 is pay it forward.
Pay it forward. This one deals with your heart. For me, it feels like the reward. I mean, we've all done something good for somebody, and you feel good. You feel good about adding value to their life. And what if we were to become addicted to that feeling of being good, that good feeling that we get from helping others? And what if we were to take that pay it forward attitude, and every day we looked for ways to pay it forward. We looked for ways to add value. We looked for ways to go the extra mile and add value to other people's lives. Every day, that was part of what we needed to get done that day. And we encouraged other people to do it. What if we created a movement? We could change the world, and that's exactly what the world needs.
Yeah. And it's also known as the law of reciprocity.
That's right. Exactly.
All right, moving on.
The first daily habit is daily personal growth. This one deals with your mind. And your mind is like a garden. Some of our minds may look like this, organized in rows, vegetables and good stuff to eat.
David.
Yeah, other people maybe have a creative mind. Their mind is full of,
Actually,
flowers.
we're a little bit of both. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
very creative. Yeah. But I do feel like I'm more of like the messy, like the second one.
It's, you know what it is? You have a vegetable garden that is all over the place.
Yeah.
And I have a flower garden that's in neat rows.
There you go. That's awesome. All
Anyway,
right. Yes.
But here's the point. If you don't take care of your mind and watch what goes into it and daily personal growth, the garden of your mind may end up growing up to look like this.
Yeah.
Nobody wants their backyard.
Unfortunately,
their
we've
garden
actually
to
had
look
a
like
backyard like that once.
Yeah, I think I recognize that.
But our mind has never looked like that. Actually, I'm sure it did at one time in our life, but
Yeah.
not in our adult life. That's for sure. So, and it's because we practiced all these, these things that we're teaching you today on the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 system.
That's right. It's a regular system, like an overlay that you overlay onto your lifestyle, and it creates, and gradually, tweak by tweak, gradually it creates the lifestyle that you want, that you input into it, so to speak.
Yeah.
So the second one is habit number 2, practice what you preach. This one deals with your lifestyle. And the easiest way to explain this and illustrate this is like this. If you own a Ford dealership, you don't drive a Chevy to work. Nothing against Chevys, nothing against that pretty sweet Camaro there. But if you own a Ford dealership, drive a Ford to work. It's congruency. It's be your best customer. Be a product of the product. This is what we're talking about. And if you don't practice what you preach, it's apparent.
Yeah.
It's apparent to everyone else, and you're out of congruency, and you'll run into issues.
Yeah. And even if it's something internal that you think nobody is catching on to, it's that weird feeling that we've all felt when we are getting sold by somebody that we don't feel is genuine. It's that. So be definitely practicing what you preach so that nobody feels that weirdness when they come and talk to you.
For sure. That brings us to number 3. Number 3, the third habit is sharpen your saw, and it deals with our skill set.
Yeah. And the thing about sharpening your saw is you're in a constant state of just being a better version of yourself. And the idea is to become an expert in your field. And if you're already an expert, then become an even better version of being an expert. And so, yeah, I mean, sharpening the saw is one of those things where when you're younger, it's probably pretty painful. But as you get older, you're like, oh, this is fun. It's fun to learn. It's fun to grow. You let your ego aside about feeling kind of inadequate, or some people might feel like they're feeling dumb. The cool thing about sharpening the saw is everybody has started as a beginner at one time.
Exactly. In order to be good at something, you got to start by being bad at something.
Yeah.
And just practice. It takes, you've probably heard it said, it takes 10,000 hours or 10,000 repetitions to become an expert.
Yeah.
And the other thing about sharpening your saw is you should always work at becoming the best in the world at whatever it is you have decided that is your niche. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to be the best. The habit is to strive to be the best.
Yeah.
And you can do still pretty well, even if you're not the best. Maybe you're in the top 10 or the top 20.
Yeah.
There's lots of
in the world, that's not too shabby.
Right. But the habit of sharpening your saw is about honing those specific skills to become the best.
Yeah.
What it is.
So then habit number 4 is mastermind your tribe.
Right. Now, the mastermind your tribe, there's 2 things. There's the mastermind. We talked about that. Napoleon Hill coined the phrase the mastermind alliance. And the mastermind is, like I said, like your implementation team. There's a few different, there's a few people that we believe should be part of your mastermind. And the first one is your mentors. Not mentor, but mentors. If you have different projects, you're going to want to have different mentors. Different mentors will bring different things to the table. So I think it's important to have more than one mentor in your life. A mentor maybe in each aspect of your life makes a lot of sense. And then also included in your mastermind, I believe, should be your spouse. Not in all cases, but in most cases, it works really well for us. And then also we believe that in order to be truly good at your craft, you should teach it to others. And so as kind of an outer circle of our mastermind is people that we are mentoring and people that we're working with closely one-on-one. And so that's kind of the outer circle. And then beyond that is the tribe. The tribe is everyone else that you have influence with. Everyone else that you have any influence with at all. If they see your posts, or they're your friends, or they know your name, or at some point, right? Not everybody in the world qualifies, but everybody that knows you does. And so the mastermind is the implementation team to build your tribe, because your tribe is one of the most valuable things that you'll ever build in your life. Your tribe is your people, and influence is the currency of the day and the currency of the future.
Yeah. And then the final thing is to have that wrapped around, your true source, God,
Right. And then wrapped around your entire mastermind and your tribe and your purpose, of course, is your greater power.
Yeah.
God, the universe, whatever that means to you. If you believe in a higher power, that should be encompassing your mastermind.
Yeah, definitely. And then number 5, paying it forward, the law of reciprocity.
This is the best part for me. This seems like the reward, right? We talked about that. The reward of that great feeling that you get when you do something nice for somebody else. And there's all kinds of ways you. When you're out there looking, the universe will provide you opportunities to be able to go the extra mile, to add value to others. And I still think that if we could get as many people doing this every day as possible, we would change the world.
Yeah, and definitely the thing of the law of reciprocity is you're doing it without strings attached. So oftentimes you don't even have to tell somebody you've done it. And that's the cool thing about habit number 5 is literally you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart with nothing expected in return. And that law of reciprocity, if you do it with all your might and literally have zero desire for the payback, your life will be completely blessed and you'll just have a different view of your entire life once you really build the habit of law of reciprocity.
Exactly. So those are the 5 habits of success. All right, folks. So that is part 1. Tune in tomorrow, same time, for part 2. We'll go into more detail about what happens next. And also remember to join the Ultimate Achievers Alliance for free at p2k.lifestyle or in p2klifestyle.com, just like you see on the bottom of the screen there. And I will see you tomorrow. Have fun. Talk to you soon.